He's the first African-American U.S. Senator from New Jersey, and in his first 5 years in office, he's championed for issues that include women's rights, affirmative action, protecting our communities from climate change, and securing funds to rebuild after Superstorm Sandy. And now, New Jersey Senator Cory Booker has introduced a bill designed to close the racial wealth gap. So he is live in our studio this morning to talk about that and a whole lot more. So welcome back to the Pix 11 Morning News, my friend.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Two Jersey boys sitting down, having a conversation.
Isn't that interesting,
yes.
right? Okay, so let's talk first about the Bush family. Obviously, the former president's casket being flown to the Capitol today. Your well wishes for the family.
Well, of course, well wishes to the family, but even more so, like John McCain, this is another person that lived that spirit of reaching across aisles and differences and trying to bring our country together. He commanded friendships from across the spectrum, and it's somebody that we will not only remember, but it's a life worthy of celebration.
Yes, well said. So let's talk about some of the things that you're working on right now. First, this very important bill to fight wealth inequality, a racial gap that you see right now. A very interesting plan to give babies money right when they come out of the womb and then until they're 18. How would this work?
Well, it's actually not just the racial wealth gap, it's the wealth gap period. We come from a country that we used to not have that much difference between the wealthiest amongst us and middle class folks, but that's more than double that gap. And we see more and more people getting to be 18 or 19 and not being able to afford buying a home, going to college, and so many other things. So this is actually an idea that comes from both sides of the aisle, where everyone who's born in this country, regardless of race, regardless of wealth, gets a $1,000, $2,000 into an account. And every year after that, based upon the income of their family, they will continue to get deposits. So somebody at the lowest income in our country could have, by the time they're 18, about $50,000 to invest in things that create wealth and expand opportunity. It's something that will really make sure that every American, no matter who you are, has a fair shot at making it in this country.
Where would that money be coming from?
Well, it's actually not that expensive. Remember, we already use the tax code to shift so much of our society's resources to the wealthiest amongst us. About $700 billion are for tax breaks for people that are often making more and more money. And this is just basically saying, hey, if we return the estate tax to where it was just a decade or so ago, we can actually fund something like this to make sure that every single American has wealth that they can build upon and transfer in their family.
Okay, let's talk about the meeting there today. Governor Cuomo here in New York had a meeting with President Trump to talk about the Gateway Tunnel project. I feel like we've been talking about this for over a decade right now, this needed infrastructure between New York and New Jersey. $13 billion price tag. What are your thoughts on it? Do you think this is a necessary project?
Well, first of all, understand, I've been a senator now representing New Jersey for 5 years. From day one, we've been working on this and making progress. The Portal Bridge, which has been really one of the choke points in this area for people commuting in, we've been able to fund significant parts of that project getting done, and God willing, we'll see a lot of work being done on that. So we brought the whole region together. The two governors back in the days when it was Christie and Cuomo, all senators, all congresspeople to put together a plan. We have a new president now. It's been a little bit more difficult to get things going, but this is the most urgent infrastructure project in all of North America. It's the busiest river crossing in all of North America. It is hurting our region, hurting families, hurting businesses, hurting our economic well-being. So this is something I will continue to fight for, and I believe we're going to make progress, especially now that we have the House of Representatives in Democratic hands. I think you're going to see a priority for that, especially with all the Democrats from New York and New Jersey in the House that are going to make sure it happens.
I think people have been hearing that word progress about this for a while, so hopefully you're true to your word here.
And I'm grateful that, you know, I've passed bipartisan legislation to make it easier to get resources for it. We've seen some progress already. We have a lot more work to do.
All right, let's talk about Robert Mueller. There's a bunch of hashtags right now trending on social media. Hashtag protect Mueller, hashtag no one's above the law. President Trump just a few days ago continuing his tweets about this being a witch hunt. Why do you think it's so important right now to protect Mueller and the special prosecutor and the job he's doing right now?
Yeah, well, the president is really, this is dereliction of duty, that we have a nation, our nation was attacked by the Russians. This is a consensus of all the intelligence agencies, and now we have a president of the United States whose #1 job, commander-in-chief, is to protect us, now attacking the investigation, trying to get to the bottom of it. And to show you how wrong he is, in the United States Senate, me and Lindsey Graham, along with Chris Coons and Tom Tillis, bipartisan bill to protect the special counsel. So we all know that this special counsel should do their investigation to get to the bottom of what's happening, and we need to make sure that he's given the latitude to do that, not have a president constantly attacking, undermining, trying to delegitimize the very investigation. If the president is innocent and his hands are clean, then he should be sitting back and supporting an investigation that will get to the truth of the matter.
Now, the midterm elections are behind us. Do you think that there will be something coming out in terms of what this investigation has found in the near future?
Well, we've already seen a lot of things come out as a result of this investigation, including numerous guilty pleas, numerous charges. And so we know he's making progress, but there is still more work to be done. And again, we should let it take its course. I'm not dictating his timeline. Let him dictate his timeline.
Okay. A lot of speculation right now. I'm going to ask you about 2020. Are you planning a run for president in 2020?
Well, right now it's the last days of this Congress, so I'm working furiously on bipartisan bills that I'm very proud of. So during the holidays, I'm going to sit back and meet with family, friends, and advisors and decide whether to run for re-election, which has been my sole focus, or now begin to think about running for president.
Have you begun to make phone calls to former aides of Obama and Clinton in key states that have elections?
Look, I have received a lot of calls from people around the country about running, and I've had a lot of these conversations, which I've been trying to hold off to try to focus on the work. But this holiday season will be a great time for me to sit down, bring together folks, and make a decision, not about what's best for me, but really with what I believe in my heart is best for the country, because we're at a tough time right now. Put aside the President of the United States. I live in the Central Ward of Newark, New Jersey. There are real families that are hurting right now. People say the economy is doing better, but most Americans aren't feeling it in their own wallet. And there's divisions in our country. Party divisions, racial divisions that we need to bridge. We need to bring this country together, because that's when we're strong. So these things are pressing on my heart. I'm going to make the decision about not just what's in my interest, but frankly, what I want to be involved in 2020 and doing what's best for the United States of America.
And I think, just so I am a Jersey boy at heart.
Yes.
And talking to people in New Jersey, I think that's what they're looking for in the next person, to bridge the gap right now that they've seen in the last couple of years.
We need a revival of civic grace in this country, where we all see each other as brothers and sisters, really interwoven in a common sense of destiny. We have a lot of common pain in this country, but we're losing our sense of common purpose. We need to bring that back.
And real quick, I know you stopped by Newark last night. How was it to be back?
I love being home in Newark. I took some kids to see Creed 2.
What?
Yeah, so you know Michael B. Jordan's from Newark.
Yes.
So I took a bunch of my, now they feel like family, young fellas in my neighborhood out to the movies. I love being home in Newark. Newark is booming right now.
Yeah.
It's
didn't get Amazon, but it's okay.
Listen, Ras Baraka, who is now the current mayor, is the man. He
Yes.
is really doing a great job, and I'm proud of him, and I'm proud of my city.
I got to keep up with Michael B. Jordan's workout routine.
Yeah, oh
I'll
my
tell you
God,
that.
he is a chiseled man.
Cory Booker, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Senator from New Jersey. We appreciate your time and for spending some more time with us here at Pix 11.